Hello there, hi. So my name is Julie, and I am currently up in my studio in Sarrett. I just wanted to tell you about a course that I'm currently working on. So basically, I am an encaustic wax artist, which is basically just painting with hot beeswax. There aren't very many of us in the UK at all, and it's quite an unusual medium to work with. So I've probably been working with encaustic for about 8 years now. And I just wanted to tell you about a course that I've been creating recently. You may or may not have seen some of the posts that I've been putting out whilst I've been filming it. So I've basically created a new course for beginners on how to paint with beeswax with dammar resin, which is quite a complicated way of painting, but really good if you're really adventurous and really up for some real creativity within your art. So I've been trawling YouTube. I've been working with this stuff for years now, but certainly in the beginning, I was trawling YouTube, and I was ending up more confused than when I started. So with that in mind, and there are a number of different types of painting with beeswax as well, and I paint with all of them. So I set about creating a resource that would help to unravel some of the confusion that goes on with painting with this stuff, because it's completely confusing, and it really is a bit of a mystery, and particularly so in Europe, where it is so unknown, and yeah, just it seems to be really big in the States and Canada. It's definitely moving over this way, but it's just not as well known, and people are confused by it. So it's called encaustic wax. Encaustic just means to burn in, so it's a case of heating the wax. So I want to share with you a course that I've been working on. So I'm going to turn this around. I've got my lights here all set up. I've got everything's, excuse the state of my studio. Oh, hang on, my computer's turned off. Bear with me. So we're basically, it's kind of, well, I'll put that, this is whilst I'm logging my details in. We're basically kind of creating this basically real textured, layered pieces of encaustic art, and you can embed into it. You can add colour underneath, on top. There's loads of different things you can do with it. So this is basically what I wanted to show you on this particular video. It's painting with, I call it RNF style. It's only because that's the only range of waxes I can get in the UK. But it's basically beeswax and dammar resin. I do make my own as well, but it's the same process. We cover through all of that. So this is only going to appeal to a very, very small few of you. So yeah, if you're thinking what on earth is she on about, the people who do paint with wax are gonna know what I'm referring to here. So I basically just wanted to talk you through this. So I've created it's an introduction, an overview, and basically these are the things that I was really struggling with when I first started painting with wax. There are some real health and safety implications with working with this style of wax. So I've kind of gone into depth with all of the things that you really need to know about. We then covered all of the basics. So what actually is encaustic medium? Even that term in itself is confusing for people. I go through what supports you can use, and there is no one right or wrong way with encaustic, is what I've discovered, but this is a real good beginner's point. So if you are becoming more and more confused, this is a really good place to go. What your essential equipment is as well. It can get quite expensive on setting yourself up. So I kind of give my recommendations here of what works for me, and depending on your different price points as well. We then go through setting up your workspace, how to fuse, and what that means is how you layer up, layer upon layer upon layer. So we kind of cover that. Then how to clean your hot plate. So all of that as well. So that's kind of your introduction, health and safety, and some of the basics, and then we start getting into creating pictures. So I then get you to, I show you how to prime your boards, so I get you to then go and prime boards for yourself, show you how to get a smooth versus a textured finish. This This one is almost finished. I've just got the last bit of editing to do. And then we're going to get into the building layers, adding colours, and then paints and pigments. So that's basically creating this kind of effect. And the idea is that you end up kind of going step by step through the course with me. So let me jump around here a minute and I'll show you what the course looks like. So this is, so here's one of the health and safety videos. So this is basically what you will see when you get in. Actually, let me see if I can show you. If I go back to here, this is live now. I'll show you where to go in a moment to see this. So it kind of gives a bit of an introduction about the course. I won't go through all of this now. A little bit about me, and then what the curriculum is. And there are some that you'll be able to just go and hit preview and see now, and then obviously the rest are if you're logged in. Then goes down to some frequently asked questions and what have you, and get started. But the reason I'm sharing this with you now is if this is something that interests you, it's a really good time to buy it at the moment, because the price is currently it's like 40, well, depending on where you are. Let me go to the right page, can't see it now. It's about £34. So if you log on and see under the frequently asked questions, this area here, if you're reading this, it means that you can currently join at the reduced beta price. It basically means you can have your input into what you see on the remainder of the course as well. So I'm after kind of feedback on how the course is looking so far. I'm really pleased with how it's looking. I'm pleased with the quality of it and the content. But you know, everybody, there are so many things that can be covered. So that's sort of the reason for the reduced price. So the current price it's £34, but depending on where you live, there might be a digital tax added. So I live in the UK and there's 20% digital tax on that, but I think it's about £35. But once the remainder of this course is finished, keep flipping around, and I've finished these last few videos at the bottom, whichever page that was on now, it will go up, and it's going to, I haven't set the final price, but probably about, well, probably at least 3 times that amount of money. So if painting with beeswax and dammar resin is something that you're interested in, then it's a really good time. And also once you've enrolled, you've got lifetime access to that. So there's no, you know, it's not like it's a course for a set period of time and then it finishes once you've bought in. So if you buy in at that price, any of those you know, future videos that we add on will all be included at that price. So just a really good time to, so, you know, there might be more videos added on further down here until it's actually, once I've decided it's set and it's finished, then that's when the price will be going up. So let me show you. So if you were logged on and you were in, this is kind of what you would see. So you've got this is set up through an online teaching school called Teachable. This is the title of the course, and it tells you how far through you are. So you basically click on the link, watch the video, and what I've done is I've deliberately kept all of the videos quite short, so sort of around about 10 minutes. There's one video that's currently about half an hour. I'm just deciding whether to edit that down or just have that as one long one. So they're all quite short, bite-sized chunks that you can digest really easily and quickly, and it just gets straight to the point. It saves you having to trawl the internet and try and find answers. So once you're in here, you've kind of got previous lecture, complete and continue. So then this will sort of tick off as you've completed that section of the course. So if I'm not going to play all of this, but this is basically what you would see if you were logged in. Excuse my hand shaky. Another health and safety aspect for you to consider on this course is pigments. Now you may or may be feeling any pigments. I'm not going to go through all of this now. Particularly careful with the fingers. And, but you can see it's basically a video format. So you get some quite up close shots of that particular area and segment that we're covering at that point. But the thing that I really do like is down here, you've actually got you can view this time and time again, but you can actually go along really slowly. So if it's something you want to follow step by step, you can play it at half speed, or if you just want a refresher, you can play it at 2 times the speed as well. So I quite like that function. And you can play it with or without volume, so you don't have me. So let's, for example, 2 times, and I start talking really, really quickly. doing this through a phone is really tricky.
Again, you might decide that you want to use a mask if you decide to use pigments.
So anyway, you get the idea. So you wouldn't want me talking that quickly particularly, but if you were trying to follow along, we'll just get a refresher. It's a really good way of doing that. So anyhow, there we are. That's a quick update as to why it would be a good, if this is something that interests you, and I turn this around again. If this is something that interests you, and I totally get this isn't going to interest the majority of you, but the few of you that do work with encaustic, you're finding it confusing, especially with all the different types of ways of working with wax. That's why I've created this resource. I'd had enough. I've learned so much during my time of working with it. And you can just get more and more confused when you start looking on the internet and trawling YouTube and trying to find this and that and the other. So I created my website. I'm going to turn this around. So if you want to look at this a bit more, let me show you where to go to find the information. So I have a website called artyheaven.com. So so if you just type in your browser artyheaven.com, it will take you to my website. So there's a short video on the home page, and then it's kind of broken down into doing this through a phone, different sections. So sort of home page, a little bit about me, encaustic what, most people don't understand what that is, what events I've got coming up, frequently asked questions, testimonials, etc. The blog that's got a load more info on as well, how to contact me, and then I also have an online shop as well. But if you basically go to that website and have a scroll through, you'll see lots and lots of info on here. But to find the online course info, if you go to, and then it's split down, so you've got workshops and demos, buy wax supplies, and then my own art. And I'm still populating a lot more of this at the moment. So to find that online course, you're going to want info, you're going to want to go to workshops and demos. Before I do that, just quickly, if you just want to get an understanding of where to start and stop, there's a free, just pop your email address in here and you get a series of videos that go through all the different styles of working with wax. So that might be something that that interests you. But anyhow, so yeah, if you go to workshops and demos and scroll down, you'll see it's then split out into online courses, real life workshops and art clubs and talks and things. So go into the online courses section and there you'll see a link to all of the online courses that I've got. So I've already got an encaustic wax when you paint with an iron. That's quite a beginner's level entry online course. So you can click in and go and view that. If you already know how to paint with an iron, but you just want to refine it a little bit, there's a shortened version there. I've got a painting with a stylus. Actually, that is also at a beta stage at the moment, but I need to link that up. There's more online courses coming soon, but this is the one with the basics to start with RNF waxes, or beeswax and dammar resin, and it's currently at a special price of £34. But I say as soon as I finish this course, then that will be going up. So anyhow, that's where to find that if it is something that interests you. Let's turn this around again. Sorry, that's gone on quite a lot for anybody that isn't interested in wax at all. But yeah, there are, for those of us that do want to learn techniques and find information, I'm trying to build quite a good resource that will help people through the confusion that I have certainly found with wax. I found it so confusing, especially in the early days. I was one of the only people in the UK that I knew of that were painting with wax at the time. So I was always kind of second guessing myself. Was I painting in the right way? Was I doing it right? And I basically fell into teaching these techniques after people were asking me how I was doing, creating my work. So I don't know, it's kind of evolved really. I've started creating these online courses and wanted to create a resource that was helpful to other people. So hopefully that will do the trick if that's something that interests you. Anyhow, I'm going to stop babbling now. I'll say cheerio, and do let me know if you find it helpful. Yeah, just drop me a line or let me know if you've got any questions. Always happy to answer them. All right, see you soon. Bye.